All right, weekend time. I've heard here that on Saturday mornings in America, it is traditional for all the people to watch cartoons. Every single one, no matter the age. They're all out there like, you know, popping off to He-Man? I don't know what cartoons are popular nowadays. I don't know why I named one that was popular way before I was born. Hang on. What is the most popular cartoon right now? The Simpsons. Okay, brilliant. That's what I get for looking at an IMDb listing. We're just going to move on. Of course, there is no television or other low-world culture at a magical school, but I wonder if they might have some replacements set up to entertain the students. So when someone knocks on my door in the morning, I assume it's my hallmates coming to invite me for some fun. Hey, what's up? Hello, are you looking for someone? Oh, I think you were called Minnie, and I think if I don't contest it, I think you either end up being the president or the treasurer. Am I correct? And for you, you are Dave Lunison, the foreign exchange student, aren't you? That's me. Look into my eyes. You'll see why I'm called Lunison. Yes, I'm so glad you're here. Our communities can become so insulated. It's so important to learn other viewpoints. I'm Minnie Cochran. He remembers things. He has a working memory. I'm in Butterfly Hall. I wanted to stop by and offer you any help I could. I can take you all around campus, tell you about our customs. Are you from the student council too? Well, not yet. Wait, what do you mean too? Because I already have I hear the footsteps of someone else walking into our hall. Oh, good. You're up. Good morning. Oh. Was she trying to do William's job to, like, get my vote? Yo, kind of conniving, but I also kind of love that for her. Making new friends? I'm not sure. I thought someone had sent her to be your replacement. Sent me? I'm not giving up my post that quickly. Minnie looks back and forth between us. I'm sorry, I didn't realize you'd been assigned an official guide. I was just trying to help. Hey, I'm sure he appreciates it. There'll be times when it's more convenient for him to talk to someone in his own class. So this butterfly girl is a freshman too. Well, if you two have business, I'll get out of your way, but please feel free to talk to me if you need any help with anything. Yeah, I mean, I kind of love that for her, but at the same time, it is a bit scheming, I guess. Everyone's so helpful around here. Did I say scheming? I meant something else? I don't know. With the professors and William and now Minnie, all the goodwill is almost exhausting. Maybe it's the American way. Bye for now. She waves and walks away. Nice girl. She's very outgoing. She came up with a whole plan to help me when I'd never even met her. I should choose to believe the best in people, so it's not conniving, it's not scheming? It's definitely not scheming. It's not conniving, it's not scheming, but she chose to try and help me because that's the kind of person she is. She wasn't trying to get something. If she asks for a vote when the student council comes because she tried to help me, I will cast black and white magic on her so quickly she won't know what happened and be expelled from the school. Was she up to something? Trying to... Okay, I can't help but notice the word... Okay, I'm hiding that. Let me, sorry. Can't help but notice the word, scheming has come up there. Maybe I was onto something. Trying to investigate me or just a nice girl who wants help? Well, if you hadn't stopped her, she would have dragged me around all day. There are worse things. William smiles and gives his head a little shake. Anyway, I need to give you a little bit of information about Saturday activities. I can't stay long. I have a lot to get done this weekend, but that part I'll tell you about on Monday. Okay. So there are two major things you can do over the weekends that you can't do during the rest of the week. First, there are shuttle vans to take students to the local mall. It's not very big, but it's a change of pace. People like to go there to socialize and eat out. And the space is shared with the locals, but there are spells set up to keep them from noticing anything unusual about the Iris Academy kids. You'd think like the cloaks and robes would be a bit of a giveaway, or, you know, maybe they just think there's a cosplay event in town every week. Don't push your luck, though. Even if there's no real damage, if you cause trouble, you'll definitely end up in detention. That doesn't sound like an appropriate enough punishment for if I just start lobbing around fireballs, you know? No, you don't understand. The shopkeeper was rude to me, so I was allowed to turn one of her hands into an extra till. What's wrong with that? No showing off magic in public. Well, that's just common sense. There's also a shop for enchanted things that will boost your mana or your attunement to different colors and so on. Useful things. If you buy a charm, it will help you learn spells faster. And speaking of which, he hands me a white paper envelope. There's no address on it and it isn't sealed. Looking inside, I find a $5 bill. Your weekly allowance. The student council generally handles the distribution. $5 a week won't get you very far though, so save up if you want more options. A lot of students have no experience of handling money. Speaking of which, do you know what all the coins are? I can figure it out. I mean, like, the one that says 5 on it will be worth 5. We already figured it out. We already knew it was $5. It's fine. To be fair, when I moved back from Spain to England, I did have to double check all of my money when paying for things because I definitely handed like a few people like a €2 coin thinking it was a £2 coin. So maybe I'm not one to speak. They all have their values written on them. It's not that hard, though it would help if the bigger coins were always worth more. Dimes don't make sense. Kind of cooking with that one. What's the other major thing to do on weekends? Practice. On weekends, there are simple training dungeons available. No real threats or puzzles, but you can walk around and practice spells in the field. There's a field in the dungeon? Not usually. In a real-world environment instead of the classroom, so you can see how your spells would work in an actual exam. If it's just practice and there isn't anything to find, I'm not that interested in it, but there might be secrets. I don't know, maybe I'll give it a look at some point. Now, like I said, I do have a lot to organize this weekend, so I should be going. You can take the day to review on your own, or I can show you the way to the dungeons. If you'd rather go to the mall, Donald he's got detention. Oh. Oh man, he looks so disappointed. Look. Oh, whoops. Okay, completely ignore that. You saw nothing? You saw nothing? You saw nothing? We saw nothing, yeah? Cool. I have some of my PC set up in a janky way. You saw nothing, though. Look at his, hang on. Yeah, look. Donald can. And he's already looking like a little, I guess he's already looking a little glum at the prospect of it. But, like, look here. Oh. Man, he almost looks crestfallen. Like he expects it, almost. But he's still sad. Oh. What do I want to do with my Saturday? Funny you should ask. I want to completely... Oh, you have to... hang on. Is there a way to turn off naming saves? I don't think so. I don't think there is. Tragic. Okay, that's fine. All right, save there, and then call this W save escape. So I can study mall or dungeons. It seems like a waste just to study on the first weekend. Maybe if we go to the mall, there'll be like content. So let's go to the mall. I think I'd like to see them all. Okay, if you don't find anyone going that way themselves, you should see the vans out front. They're not hard to spot. I may not see you tomorrow, so be prepared for me to wake you up early on Monday morning. What happens on Monday? You'll find out. Can you not just tell me? I wouldn't mind if you told me, I promise. Students line up outside the school waiting for a free seat in one of the shuttle vans that are traveling to and from the mall. Everyone is still in uniform. William said that spells in the mall would prevent the locals from being too curious, and from my brief experience of American fashion so far, I'm not sure we would stand out that much anyway. Really? Wizard chic is in, I guess. The trip from Iris's Academy Hidden Forest to the nearest town takes about half an hour. Red brick buildings and bright trim are packed together in the town centre, but we do not stop there. We continue through the town and out the other side, finally being released into a large parking lot. All right, what we got here? Homemade coffee, memories, grocery, produce market, but there's also like one of those little cat thingies. Spurs? It's either a shop for Tottenham Hotspur, San Antonio, or cowboy boots. Something... Oh, I'm going to assume that's Japanese, but I always had a hard time telling between Chinese and Japanese. We've got... I mean, the Union flag is there. Phones, oh my god. Game high score, there's an arcade. Oh, I thought that said mails, but it's not. It's doing on nails. That makes a lot more sense than, like, you know, there's a post office. All right, there's some variance here. Compared to some of the monstrous malls I had heard about in America, or my brief tour in New York City's shopping streets, this place isn't much. Well, yeah, of course not. It's Vermont. There is only one level to the mall, although some of the shops have their own upstairs. The most interesting feature on the guide is the indoor ice arena, but it's apparently booked on Saturdays for ice hockey practice. What the hell? I want to do ice hockey practice in indoor ice arenas and get my own heated rivalry going. It'll be great. If Iris Academy does school trips to the mall, could they also do trips to a hockey game? That sport doesn't exist at all in my country. I've never seen it played live. The current shopping population appears to be at least half students. I look around for people I recognize. Being twins, Luke and Logan are easy to spot. Oh my god. The right dude has, like, evil eyes. You know what I mean? They've got very alluring purple eyes, but still evil eyes nonetheless. Why if one of them got their finger pointing upwards like that, like I'm permanently being directed to look at the ceiling, but one of them is crooked? What is this? This is like a shadow puppet. Maybe that's it. He's always on the very verge of being ready to put on a shadow puppet show for kids. Hey, Dave. Logan nods to me. Greetings. Did you just get here? That's right. I'm not sure what's worth seeing. What would you consider worthwhile? That's not much, right? There's the food court, the video arcade, and not much else. I heard there was a store for enchantments. The item shop, yes, it's down that branch disguised as an empty shop front. You'll see it when you get close enough. Doesn't anybody notice when people just constantly walk? Surely it would be less concerning if it was just like a bazaar or something. Come on, I want the bubblegum waffle cone. That sounds awful. You'll get it all over your face. Yeah, I was gonna say that's probably what he considers to be the fun part. What do I want to do? Let's go to the magic shop. Remembering Logan's directions, I set off to find the magic shop. The branch of the mall looks like a dead end. There's only one shop front and it's blacked out with a coming soon sign on the door. Never mind. I guess that makes more sense. But as I get closer, the illusion fades away to reveal a second door marked with a star and a sign. Marvelous Magical Accoutrement. Oh, what a name. Yo, there's a lot of stuff on here, but like I like how a lot of it is either like CDs or books, whatever these are. Are these like fireflies in jars? There's a skull. You never know when the shopkeeper wants to start a Alas Sir Yorick, I knew him well kind of posting. Crystal balls. I think I was going to say initially these are spools of thread, but I don't know if they are. They could just be cylindrical, they could be puzzle boxes. Is probably thread. And increasingly uncomfortable butt plugs. Cool. Inside the walls are lined with shelves of enchanted objects, or so it seems. I've seen enough relics to know that the skull on display is not real bone. Can't think why anyone would enchant a fake skull. Again, if they wanted to start, what is it? Hamlet? I think it's Hamlet. Hamlet posting. The proprietor, seeing my uniform, waves me over to the displays intended for Iris Academy students. There are two sets, one for practical enchantments that aid with schoolwork, and one for long-lasting glamours to enhance appearance. Okay, so, like, can I do both? Yeah, done shopping. I assume I can do both. Oh, I can't see what it looks like in advance. You might look like an elf, but your hearing will not be improved. Damn. I need that IRL. $45, $45, and these are the most expensive. Nothing solid at all, just a sparkly illusion. Okay, so they're literally just like glamours. Well, they're called glamours. How wouldn't they be? Enchantments. 5 smart. Okay, so what about blue charms? $30? Excusez-moi, $30? Jesus Christ, I thought I'd be able to pick one of these up and start zoop through the learning process like really fast, but nothing. Nothing. Normal wand? Oh my god, it's so expensive. Glasses, yeah, I mean, it's not worth it. Normal wand? Alright, don't just buy something because you have the money to. We can just accept that this weekend is a failure. I finished my shopping and joined my fellow students to return at Iris Academy. We can come back at some point though. When Donald returns to Wolf Hall, he does it with fanfare, or at least with percussion. He drums his heels on the floor and spins in place like a tap dancer. Nothing wrong with a flourish. Ah, you survived detention, huh? It was nothing. Seriously, I was expecting a lot worse from Grabs. He only made me write a paper. I told you he's not so bad. Homework can still be torture. I mean, it's not even homework. It was detention work. Nah, he's probably just warming up. Wasn't ready for me. I mean, to be fair, I think you would rather have... I'm gonna finish this thought. I'm gonna get there. Just you wait and see. You'd rather have something to do during detention rather than just sit there and do nothing. It's a good thing he made you write a paper. At least your brain was engaged. You weren't just bored out of your mind. Not a lot of people manage to get detention in their first week of school, you know. So are you famous now? Infamous? Not yet. I mean, the great Williker once filled the entire cafeteria with a lake of cheese. That's infamous. I think that's my dream. I think that's my dream. I love cheese. Can I be in an entire cafeteria and someone just like drowns me in a lake of cheese? If I have to drown, if it's in cheese, I'll accept it. Maybe if I can manage to get detention every single weekend, but with that many demerits, you'll get kicked out. Demerits? You know, what the teachers give you when you screw up? Dave never makes mistakes. Huh? Merits and demerits. Was that agreeing? If you did something good over the odds, the teachers give you merits, just like it's a status thing. If you're a naughty boy, they put demerits on your record, get 50 demerits, and you'll be expelled. I would probably get sent home to my parents then. How embarrassing. We won't, it's fine. But then, they don't always give you demerits with detention. Sometimes it's one or the other, no problem then. I'll just accept detention. Anyway, if I kiss up to the teachers and get merits, it'll balance out. Makes a game out of it, you know? It'll be legend. I think they won't give you any if they realize you're kissing up to them. Grabiner doesn't seem like he's about that at all. Grabiner's the kind of teacher to give you demerits for seeking out merits for sucking up to him. I don't know, it sounds like too much work. If you want to make an impression on people, you have to put some effort into it. What do you think, Dave? It means you can have more fun. Power is always worth it. Will you get a date? You'd be giving yourself detention. Bro, you'd be giving yourself detention. You hate yourself. I think I agree with Luke. If you have to do all these good deeds to bail yourself out, it's like having double detentions. No pain, no gain. God, Donald is going to get to like 25 years old and wonder what he's done with his life. Donald shrugs. Maybe I'll come up with a better plan later. I don't know. It's early days yet. Right, this has only been our first week after all. Alright, at midday I head out to the cafeteria for lunch. I carry my tray of food to an unoccupied table end, and just as I start to sit down, someone else sets a tray across from me. Hey, what's up, Ellen? How's it going? Big up, Camden Town and whatnot. Oh, I'm sorry, I'll sit somewhere else. What the fuck? I'm sorry, the knife in my hand is to cut the food. It's not to stab anyone up who sits next to me. It's fine, you can stay there. No, it's fine, there's plenty of room. Have a seat. This girl looks familiar. I think she was Donald's sister's friend or something. What was her name? I'm gonna go with Ellen on that one. Ellen, right? Right. He knows names of people. Will he remember anyone's name who he meets this game and not from before? No, but that's besides the point. You're Dave. You got it. Well, there's only one student from Europe here that I know of. Really? Just one? They can't be that secular. All right, you should sit down. Secular? That's not the right word. Isolated is what I meant. And eat your lunch. You too. Right. I think I'm making her nervous. Like, I get with the first foreign exchange student, but the first just European student at all? Wow. I'm not sure why. I haven't done anything. Maybe she's naturally timid. Seems weird for a horsehall girl, though. I think people can be shy. They can't help that. Speaking of horsehall, so what sports do you play? Huh? I guess she wasn't expecting me to talk to her. Before I can apologize for interrupting her meal again, she beams at me. I like softball and volleyball. Softball is baseball, but not with a hard ball, I think. And volleyball. What's softball? It's like baseball, but okay, that's like not even the first time that I've asked what something is, tried to answer it, and then in the next sentence they just tell me. I get it, Magical Diary. I'm European. I'm feeling called out. Soft? Not really, but it's bigger and softer than a regular baseball and it doesn't go as fast. What about you? My favorite sport? I have a sneaky suspicion that cricket or rugby aren't going to be on here. Yep. I tell you what, I actually am a big basketball fan, so I'll click basketball. Are you any good? Not really? Oh, just like me as well. I was a 5'9" power forward. Suffice to say, rubbish. I have no idea what to talk to this girl about. Maybe I should just eat my lunch and stop trying to be friendly. Ugh. It felt like she was trying to engage with you there for a second, and that could have been a time for a funny anecdote, and you were just awkward. Maybe she's lost in your eyes. Who knows? Hey, Ellen. Donald's sister slides in next to the other girl. I was just talking to Pastel about... Oh, and she was saying how most of the wild seeds in this year's class are girls again. Apparently, it's been happening that way for a while. I don't know. So you see, you're part of the hot new trend. Yeah. Are you going to eat those? Without waiting for an answer, she starts stealing chips off her friend's plate. And obviously, we know that Americans wrongly call those mean that those are crisps. Hey, it's fine. I wasn't hungry. She never finishes her lunch. Don't talk with your mouth full. I mean, you look like you have your mouth full right now. You're getting crumbs everywhere. Okay, that's more awkward. I guess she's less timid when she's talking to other girls. I wonder if most wild seeds are female in general, or if it's just at this school. You don't know? Shouldn't there be records somewhere? Probably. But you should... Probably. But you can't tell while they're still students. A lot of wild seeds drop out. Drop out? They're falling down? Come on, you know what drop out means. You're not... like, where are you from? Dracula's castle in Transylvania? You know what drop out means. Drop out of school, they quit, they don't graduate, and then they aren't magical anymore. As if they'd never had the choice. A wild seed who chooses not to be magical anymore has air power. Air, I think, just means there, right? It's just a different pronoun. Can I click on it? I can. People born to traditional wizarding families will often use E when referring to an unknown person rather than he, she, or they. There you go. No, pyramids and tower taken away, so the E can't betray the existence of magic to anyone else. I can't understand how anyone would choose to give up on magic. Lots of reasons. They get homesick, they miss TV, they don't like our rules, or they screw up in class too much and flunk out. Ellen will never have that problem. She's a huge nerd. Whoa, she likes softball, thank you very much. She didn't even want to go to the mall yesterday. She wanted to stay home and study. Can you believe it? I can't believe it. What a specky nerd. Hey, Christianarium, what are you going to be doing most of the term? Staying during weekends, but not studying? Shut up. Not really. Studying is important. Oh, boring, boring, boring. Did I have a laid back tag? So she grabs the last chip from Ellen's plate and stands. I'm gonna go for a walk, see ya. That was quick. Ellen sighs quietly as Virginia exits. Sorry. What are you sorry for? Nothing, I guess? Have a good day. She takes her tray and exits. Oh, everyone's just leaving. What the hell? At the end of the week, I have the chance to review things I've learned and make preparations for the future. If you have items in your inventory, you can equip or unequip them now. I do not. Cool. Right, spells we've learned. We've learned all of the basic ones that do almost nothing. I think diagnosis, nope. Spirit sense is pretty cool because that means we can detect ghosts. So that's something to keep in the back of our minds during dungeon exams. Inspection, detecting weak points and hidden details within one target object, also quite useful. These three, yeah, light will have its uses. Breeze had one use during the last game. You know, they'll be able to do things. I have a legacy wand. Oh, I wasn't using the legacy wand. I wouldn't want topped with a tiny plush octopus, probably belonged to someone else once. I assume that's just a callback to before. I am one smart now. Let's go. Do I have other unit? No, okay. The inventory is just full there. All right, done. Next week, please. I don't know what kind of magic I want to commit to yet. Black seems fun because I don't really understand what the black tree is going to go down. So we'll see. Someone's knocking on my door. What's going on? It's too early for classes. Hey, mind if I come in? You did say you were going to wake me up early on Monday morning. Oh, right. I'd forgotten you said he was going to drop by. Thank you. In a little while, before classes start for the week, there's going to be an assembly for all the freshmen and the seniors, not like last week. Not that I would know, since I missed last week's assembly. This will be the beginning of freshman initiation. Initiation? Wizard of the States gets citizenship when they've only just started school? You know that can mean start. We're actually, like, my dad is Dracula. My dad is Dracula, and my mum is, oh god, is it Morticia? I think it's Morticia, the mum from the Addams family. Morticia Addams. That's who my family is. I am the most recluse kid in the world. No, it's nothing like that. This isn't a ceremony about legal status. It's about shared experience. Wizards tend to be individualistic, but it's dangerous for society if people with too much power all do their own thing. Imagine if all the students tried to set themselves up as evil overlords. So a lot of Virus Academy traditions are designed to encourage a sense of society and working together. Okay, like sharing rooms. I dab now, by the way. I haven't really acknowledged that the last 2 episodes. I dab now. It started as taking the piss, and doing something that was obviously not cool. And at some point, I just did it so much that I just kind of do it now. We're all going to have to live with the fact that I'm a dabber, and as a result, much cooler. Damn, I can almost hear the cries of "you're not cool for that" from here. Don't get sidetracked, I'm sure the professors know what they're doing. So the idea of freshman initiation is that the entire freshman class has to suffer together. Suffer? Nothing actually dangerous, just embarrassing. The seniors will give you commands and you're expected to follow them. Right, this is hazing. This is school-endorsed hazing, though, which is really weird. I kind of thought that hazing was one of those things that you couldn't tell the school about because they're not going to let you do it. All right, that doesn't sound so bad. There are more rules, but it's supposed to be a surprise. You'll find out at the assembly. One thing, though, every freshman is assigned to be the property of a particular senior to serve them in exchange for protection. Please don't give me Damien. Please don't give me Damien. Please don't give me Damien. Now that is starting to sound strange. Since these aren't your customs, I've been asked to be your senior to be sure nothing goes wrong and you have a good time. Setting me apart from the rest of the class again. All right, I look forward to it. I'll take my special treatment. I remember how it went in the other game. In that game, it's really tragic. Let's see if you're still saying that by Friday. Come on, since I'm managing the initiation, I need to be there early. I can show you where to go. Gymnasium is filled with students, freshmen and seniors. Most of the freshmen look sleepy and confused. The seniors, however, look smug. They know what's coming. Damn, when's the second year game when we get to, like, torture the hell out of the freshmen? That's what I want. Is it? The room falls silent as William steps up to the podium. Good morning, everyone. My name is William Danson, and I am your incoming senior class president. But for the next week, half of you will be calling me Sir William. More like, duh, William got him. Oh. Sheesh. Welcome to freshman initiation. Now the rest begin to realize what they're in for. I see Luke look nervously at Donald, who grins and waves him off like there's nothing to worry about. Before we start, I am required to give you some safety information. Nothing that happens this week should cause you or anyone else physical harm. Just emotional harm. If you are ordered to do something dangerous or that you know is wrong, please go to a teacher immediately. I will never narc, how dare you. Except maybe I will, depending on what it is. Now, all you freshmen, please line up. One at a time, come to the stage, announce your name and where you come from, and receive one of these initiation handbooks. As William requested, I help start the process by going up first to recite my fake name and background, then stand near the stage to watch the rest. This part I understand, most of us are strangers, even if we've had a class together. I've read through the list of class names, but I haven't had a chance to match them all to faces. The quiet girl from Snake Hall turns out to be Barbara Solmorrow. Barbara Sundark. What a name. And that's Jacob Blazing, who Grabiner said was a prominent student because of his family. I can't tell if he looks smart or smug. Well, you know what they say, porque no los dos. I'm surprised Grabiner didn't warn me about this initiation business if it's such a big deal. Maybe William's just trying to make it sound important because he's in charge of it all. While the seniors aren't doing the same introduction routine as the freshmen, the handbook William gave me appears to be a list of names and black and white pictures, so that should be helpful if I ever want to look someone up. Wait, there are pages of rules after all the photographs. We are required to memorize the full names of all seniors? And address them as sir or lady? So that's what Sir William meant. Is there any way we could mock that? I know in German, when you want to refer to someone as Mr., you say her or like Herr. Can we do that and just say, like, hairy instead? That could work. And there's more. We have to memorize a silly poem and recite it on command. We must never show our backs to a senior. We must never be taller than a senior. No problem here. We must always respond to requests with, oh, the introductions are finished. William's at the podium again. Now, as well as serving and honoring the entire senior class, each of you will become the property of one particular senior. Your senior is your master, your best friend, your worst nightmare, and your only protection from the rest of us. Stand and wait and we will choose. He hops down from the stage and immediately places a hand on my soldier, claiming me. Now stand back and watch. Oh. That sounds like it could be a lot worse. It kind of feels like he's going to take it easy on me. So I don't mind being William's hazing target? No, that still sounds bad. The rest of the seniors stride out onto the floor, bold and loud and confident, and that their every word will be obeyed. While the freshmen cluster together like sardines among dolphins. Oh my god, it's like prey. You're taller than me, freshman. Get down on the ground. Why would you choose someone who's taller than you? Man, like, I can almost feel their knees hurting from here. Don't turn away from me, freshman. I see your back. No threats are issued, only commands. But the younger students obey without question, spinning this way and that, cringing and kneeling before their supposed masters. Most of them, anyway. What are you looking at, freshman? That is it's a look, isn't it? It is a look. I quickly flip through the handbook. The butterfly's senior name is Angela Kirsch. Huh. If she's called Kirsch, so Kirsch is cherry in a few languages, but German, I think, first and foremost. I guess her eyes are cherry. That could make sense. Yo, does everyone's eyes dictate what their surname is? That's Barbara Solmaro, so like sun dark. They're kind of light, but sort of dark, which is why they're purple. Chris, you're really reaching right now. Shut up. Her eyes are red, so she's Kirsch. My eyes are moon-like, so I'm called Lunison. Blazing's eyes were red. They weren't, they were like black, but they're red, which is why he's called Blazing. My headcanon is popping off right now. Answer me when I speak to you, worm. That's what you are, isn't it? A fresh worm? Now get on the ground and wriggle. What the... Bro, leave. He's not backing down. Is that senior going to hit her? I start to step towards the pair, but before I can leave, William sighed. I think I like you. I think you should be mine. Is this freshman choosing business normally such a battle? We were sardines being, like, huddled up by dolphins a second ago. This shouldn't surprise you. I turn to ask William about it, but he's starting in the direction of a different group of freshmen, a worried expression on his face. Following his gaze, I spot Ellen picking herself up off the floor with the assistance of someone who must be her new senior. A very distinctive-looking character from Falcon Hall. His skin is as blue as a diva's. This is who I was hoping not to get. But those are not the feathered wings of a Drangoni warrior. They give him the aspect of a devil. This fellow was in the last game. He's a bit of a wrong'un, I think is how I would describe him. A cheeky bit of a wrong'un. If he was in an old English film, he'd be like the Cockney scamp, you know, who's a bit of a thief. That's who this would be. Clearly he is of world origin, but beyond that, I do not recognize the exact type. It takes only a moment to find his entry in the handbook. Damien Ramsey. Not a name that gives me any clue. Who's ever heard of a Ramsey? I don't know. Only one of the most famous chefs in the world. Only a former Arsenal and Juventus football player. Who else is called Ramsey? Hang on. Celebrities called Ramsey? There's got to be several, right? Someone in The Last of Us? I've not seen it. Someone in Arrow? I've not seen it. Yeah, okay. There's tons of Ramseys. That's a weird thing not to know. Again, though, I guess if my dad is Dracula and my mother is Morticia Adams, I'm not going to heard of these people. But then, who's even heard of a Dave Lunison? Names only tell you as much as someone wants them to. Yeah, but, like, your name is fake. Apparently. No, wait, no, it's not fake. We're just pretending it's fake. That's the canon. Shaking my head, I look back at William. Everything okay? I'm not so sure. I've got to keep an eye on things in here for a while. Make sure everyone's got a partner that needs one and so on. you should probably get on with your class schedule for the week. So what do I have to do next for initiation? Read the handbook. Generally, if a senior gives you a command when I'm not around, do what they say and try to enjoy the experience. What experience of being hazed? If you have problems, come find me. If anyone gives you serious trouble, tell them I ordered you to. You're my freshman after all. My word outranks everyone else. And I will give you a personal assignment later in the week, but for now, don't worry about it. Well then. With that in mind, I head to decide on my class schedule for the week. All right. God, I really forgot that it was school-organized hazing. Well, hopefully we're going to be, I don't know, ordered to, like, lob eggs at Grabiner or something. That could be fun. Anyway, that's it for this episode. I will choose magic and finally decide which one I'm committing to in a second.